So previously on Total Party Kill, Dragonforge and Associates returned to the halls of Undermountain. In part, they still have an open contract to find the perhaps living, or perhaps they just need to recover the remains of Rutherford Ermbrusk. Also, they had kind of a hefty bar bill and didn't want to hang around Waterdeep too long, so going back to Undermountain seemed like a great idea. They were given kind of a shortcut into the area of Undermountain known as the Tombs by a priest of Jerigal, who also asked them to look out for his acquaintance, his co-worker, who had kind of gone silent. So, what better way to start an adventure than journeying through sewers, dealing with some sewer bandits, fighting some alligators, crawling through a tiny, tiny passageway, and popping up in a room full of zombies, which is where you find yourself now.
You just described the miracle of birth.
I did. I have some sound effects to go along with that. So
with the miracle of birth?
Hopefully it doesn't start 9 months earlier.
So, Peter Dragonforge, you're looking around this tomb. You climbed up a ladder, through a little hatch and shined your little torch around, and, a good 25 or 30.
Oh, creepy.
25 or 30?
Creatures turn to look at you.
Somebody's gargling.
That's first zombie that you make eye contact with, Peter. He sounds a lot like our listener, Ian McKinnon. That might just be a coincidence, though.
Where are his trousers is what I want to know.
So
that zombie's not wearing any trousers.
I think the first thing you should do is probably all roll initiative.
Or we could close the trapdoor and just leave Peter to deal with the situation.
That
sounds great.
But that would be mean.
I'm unaligned. Ooh.
So everybody roll, and then I'll pull you one by one. I'm gonna roll 4K, who's not here yet.
Critical initiative.
That's good. That's a good initiative.
I bet the zombies are not gonna match that. They're a little slow. Despite rolling a critical, Peter still has higher initiative than I do.
Well, that's because I got a +5 initiative bonus. So.
Flessa, why don't you tell me about your initiative?
21.
It's pretty solid. Melik.
14.
Alestrin.
24.
Rizwin.
21.
These are all strong numbers. And Peter.
22.
Okay.
Do we want to introduce ourselves? I've forgotten who all these yahoos I'm adventuring with are.
I don't know what this. Do you, that's up to you.
It's really unnecessary.
I don't think we need to. No.
I find going through the rigmarole
anyway?
of reintroducing ourselves kind of amusing.
I was always unclear if that got cut out or not.
No, it doesn't get. I put it in. So every third episode, we explain who we are. Yeah,
it is kind of charming.
All right. Well, why break with tradition now? Eric Ensign, would you like to tell us what character you're playing?
I am playing Flessa, a very small human who is acrobatic and real dumb.
But adorable.
Jason, tell us about your character.
I am Peter Dragonforge. Please, my father is Mr. Dragonforge. I'm a paladin, and I am not necessarily very bright, but I'm quite charming and strong, and I provide leadership of a sort, although also just the clubhouse that we hang out in when we're not adventuring.
Mm-hmm. Monty.
I am Melik, a tiefling wizard. Also, I'm a master of orbs.
Sarah.
Ooh.
I am a dwarf cleric who is very wise but not very smart. Not sure how that works.
I feel like there's a lot of you who have characters who are not that smart. I feel like you guys have done a great job at role-playing that part of your characters.
Yes.
And speaking of not very smart, Steve.
What? I'll have you know my intelligence is middling, but my wisdom is very, very high.
Middling, you say?
Middling. 10. It doesn't get much more middling than that.
Steve, tell us about your character as a person and not just as a collection of stats. No?
Nah.
You're mysterious.
Okay, why not? I am an elven ranger. I go by the name Olestrin Quiverbottom. Although there are other names that you may not have learned
Do not
yet.
know.
Didn't know your last name.
I am a ranger, but less out of a love of nature and more out of just wanting to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't get too uppity.
Mhm.
Nature needs to be put in its place periodically so it doesn't, encroach on the world of the living.
It's true.
Living more advanced beings, I guess I should say.
Well, Alestrin, you actually rolled the highest initiative.
I did.
So we get to start with you.
Hooray!
You were at the end of the group, and so you're not, I don't know if you're entirely aware of what's going on. Peter climbed up a ladder and probably made kind of a yelping noise. What would you like to do?
Is there? I can't really see anything, and I'm underneath. How many people, or just Peter? Is Peter the only one on the ladder besides?
I think everybody's kind of ahead of you, but there's you guys are friends. You can squeeze past if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that
It's a
kind of
wide ladder.
Yeah.
Like
We
it?
spent a lot of time in the basement together.
Yeah.
All right. And Peter's sitting sort of on the trapdoor square, so if I come up, I'm going to have to pop out altogether.
Yeah, so I'll say you could use your movement and you could get to any square next to that trapdoor.
None of
Which
them
there
look
are.
too good.
To be
though.
clear, are those gray figures also zombies, or are those like sepulchers or something?
So for our listeners can't see the map, but they are in a room, a rather large square room filled with the undead. There's more than 20 zombies milling around this room. There's also several tombs, kind of sarcophagi-shaped tombs that are kind of blocking large areas of the room. And there's a couple statues and columns. So
Statues.
for our players, those they look like stone people sleeping on the ground. That's a sarcophagi.
Okay.
Or
They're they're maybe a couple of feet tall at the most.
Yeah,
and
so you could probably clamber up on top of those or hide behind one or
use them for partial cover.
Climb inside and hide.
climb on top of one and get torn apart by zombies. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.
All right.
Wish somebody would.
Well, I guess what I'm going to do then is I'm going to scamper up the ladder. I'm going to say, "Hey, Peter, what's going on up there?" And I'm going to kind of squeeze past everybody to see what's going on.
I put you kind of
I would actually
arbitrarily
like to
on
end
the
up in this square here,
map. That sounds great.
where nobody is within one of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, "Oh my God, what did you do, Peter?" There's a lot of zombies up here, and then I'm going to shoot at some.
Okay.
So I will make this. Do any of these guys all just look like garden variety zombies, or is there somebody that maybe looks like they're raising the zombies in the vicinity? Or
These all look like pretty standard zombies. They look like they're all pretty ancient, kind of decrepit, rotting, falling apart. They're unarmed. They just but they look interested in, tearing you apart or slamming you with their arms. And
That's not very friendly.
Well, that you did just wander through a trapdoor into their house. So how would you feel if an elven ranger popped up in the trapdoor in your house?
I would say, come on in, have a beer.
Okay,
Delighted.
well, they are choosing a different life approach.
All right, this fellow down here is about to become my quarry.
I love it because
2 squares to my south. And I will quickly knock 2 arrows, and I will fire off a twin strike. So I'll take a shot at my quarry and at the guy just to his left on the map. So that... Oh, and I also have, since I'm the closest to that guy, I get prime shot, which I think gives me a +1 on ranged attacks. So... all right. So that first one is a 29.
that will definitely you
That's versus
impale
AC,
that
by the
zombie right between the eyes. He kind of growls. He sounds just a little bit kind of coincidentally like listener Steve Petrowitz. And then
What a strange coincidence that is.
What a strange coincidence.
Down here in the sewers.
And he slumps to the ground.
Oh, minions. Huzzah! All right.
Do you want to roll for his acquaintance?
I will take a shot at his acquaintance then.
Mm-hmm.
Good
And
evening.
I believe
sir.
I have prime shot on him too, because I don't think there's any limitation on that. Yep, if no allies are closer to the target than you. So. Ooh, that's not quite as good. That is a 13 versus AC.
You clip that zombie, but it looks like you probably wanted to connect more with his kind of head region, So That zombie
Right.
looks annoyed at you.
Rats. Okay.
Wait, there's rats too?
All
Zombie
right.
rats.
Did I use up all my move getting up the ladder?
I think so.
All right. Can I make a as a minor action? Can I sort of hunker down? So I'm
The minor hunker.
semi covered behind the sarcophagus.
Yeah, you think if any of these zombies were going to pull out guns or bows and arrows and shoot at you, you would be well protected behind this. However, they're probably just going to walk around the sarcophagus and try and eat you. So,
Yeah, they're lumberers. They might try to go across and
Yeah.
trip
All
or
right.
something. All right. I think that's it for me.
All right, Peter, you're up next. Rizwin, you're on deck.
All right, I am going to move over a step off the ladder and the trapdoor, and I guess I will attack this fellow here, a zombie chosen seemingly at random.
Mm-hmm. This zombie is wearing a green shirt.
Yeah, take that. And I'm going to launch at him with my virtuous strike. That's a 29 versus AC. Oh my.
Yeah, you cleave that zombie in half, and he just kind of slides into pieces on the floor of the tomb. Just minding his own business.
Nice.
Oh,
That's,
cat's in the
that's it.
cat box on the silver spoon. He's in there. He's digging on the roof of the cat box, I'll have you know.
That's not how it's supposed to
Not
work.
how it works.
Not how
Well,
it works.
the fumes in there are overpowering, I'm sure.
Okay, that's a cat update from Illustrium. Peter, you're all set?
Yeah, all set.
All right, Rizwin, you're next. Flessa, you're on deck.
All right, I'm scrambling up the ladder too because I clearly gotta fight something.
Yep. So you can do. I just put you there. If you want to be anywhere else next to the trapdoor, go for it.
Don't you have turning abilities or anything as a cleric?
You
make
know,
'em-
I do.
Ah,
They're
sweet.
It's burst 2. So when it says burst 2, does that mean like with a square of 4?
It's even bigger than that. It's like any square within 2 of you. So it's like you're at the center of like we can draw it, but you'd be at the center of a big square. So I don't know.
Sweet.
You might want to decide, is there a square adjacent to that trapdoor that puts you closest to the most zombies? You get to play the game.
Question.
Count the zombie.
I'm gonna go right there.
All right. Do you want me to
Let's
draw
see.
a square? I know how to
Sure.
draw squares now. Like, so why not? Right.
I would love to see your square drawing abilities.
Geometry is fun.
I believe it's that square.
Nice.
That's a beautiful square.
So, Rizwin, you climb up that ladder and you pop into the area around the tomb, and you're kind of between 2 sarcophagi, and it looks like what? There's like
There's
Five-
a good 5 zombies
five-
in that square.
yeah. And you're thinking you might do turn undead?
Yeah, I think I might. Dear Agma, like let's get rid of these zombies.
Have we ever seen you turn undead before?
No.
No.
No, we have not. We've never dealt with undead.
Can you tell us a little bit about like what does turn undead like look like or sound like?
Yeah. Let's see. What does it look like or sound like? Well, I believe it's mostly just me holding up my holy symbol and saying, "Avasti zombies." Or maybe that's pirates. I'm never sure.
A pirate cleric.
Let's
Interesting.
see.
Pretty much the same.
You know,
Well, before you can turn undead, you have to turn into a pirate, and then you turn the undead into not dead.
it's true.
It's a very complicated
Wait.
system.
But I want to
Religion is
turn the
very
undead
complicated.
dead.
Yes. Right? Or I
Anyway,
don't know.
it's-
I'm always unclear what you're turning them into, but
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Maybe
Okay,
just
all
turn
you
them
zombies,
away.
go read books. Yes. Let's see. So each undead creature in the burst, it's a against wisdom versus will, and so let's see. Let me roll. 1d20 plus 6. They have a will save. If they can make a 19, which I'm guessing they can't because they're zombies. Then 1d10 plus 4. They take 1d10 plus 4 damage,
okay. So,
which they take max damage actually because I rolled
Yeah.
high.
well, I'll tell you they're minions, so they're just going to be obliterated by this. But I think you do have
Yay.
to roll for each one. So you definitely
do?
hit. Yeah, and I don't know what order you want to start in, but whichever one you start with, you hit him, because a 19 definitely hits.
All right.
So
I'm hitting that guy first.
All right, that's an ex-zombie. So why don't you give me 4 more rolls, or 5 more rolls? We'll kind of work across the top. So I will tell you, the wisdom of a zombie, it's 11. So, yep.
All right.
Keep going.
This one's dead too.
I wonder if I have any arrows that shoot against wisdom. I don't think so.
Let's see. I rolled a 13 against that guy.
Yep. I think you got one more.
I rolled another 13 against that guy.
Okay.
Oh, there's a 6th one down here. Actually, there's 6 of them, not 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I rolled a 15 against this guy.
So you pop up out of that hatch, hold your holy symbol over your head, probably say some clericy words, and the 6 nearest zombies to you just melt.
I feel unbelievably inadequate now.
Truly, Bahamut is with us.
Bahamut, this is all from Ogma, man.
They're buddies. It's fine.
It's true.
They have a a synergistic relationship.
They have a book club.
They play bridge.
So Rizwin, you've moved. What was turn undead? Is that a standard action? Or
it's a standard action.
Okay.
And can I use my minor action?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to use minor action to cast Favor of the Gods on Olestrin.
Okay. Do you want to remind Olestrin what that does? Because he might not remember.
Yeah.
You might want to remind me at the beginning of my turn, too, because I won't remember that either.
That's true. So the next time you miss with an attack roll, you can
Never
roll
happened.
that attack roll.
Oh,
it's
cool.
probably not going to be much of a problem, but just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
All set, Rizwin?
Yeah, of course. I'm all set.
Awesome. Flessa, you're next. You're down in that little tunnel leading up to the hatch, and you feel like just a second ago, your buddy Acrid was next to you, the Dragonborn Warlord, and then you go to kind of collect your bearings and get ready to leap into action, and he's not there anymore. That's kind of surprising, but there are kind of zombies to deal with, so maybe you'll have to deal with that later.
Oh boy. Well, I saw my boss, one of them, scamper up the ladder, so I am going to follow.
Okay.
And I'll probably want to pop out right behind Peter, if that's okay.
Yep. And so you do.
Okay. I go, oh my god, gross. Zombies. Ew. Also, the dragon guy disappeared.
And melted dead zombies, too.
Yeah. Oh, boss was at work. Rizwin, this was you, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Since I used my move to get here, I am going to use Acrobatic Strike, which allows me to shift over to here and then attack a zombie. Let's see. I haven't used this one yet. Let's see how that works. Okay, so I flip and twist and stab. That's a 20 to hit, and that's against AC.
That is an ex-zombie. So you just cut him you cut off his arms and then cut off his head because he it seems like that's how you kill a zombie, right?
Yeah, I guess
You
so.
need those.
You gotta be thorough.
Yeah.
All right, and do I have a minor? I do, but there's nobody close enough to use it on. So that will be it for me.
Okay. Kay is up next. She is gonna scramble up the ladder and take up position here. And hey, Jason, why don't you roll for Kay? Do a d20 plus. I think it's plus 9, and she'll throw a jolt of lightning at the nearest zombie.
27.
Okay,
Nice.
so Kay just burns the nearest zombie to a crisp with lightning.
And great,
Melik.
now it stinks even weirder.
Yeah, there's all kinds of rather incompatible smells mingling in this tomb. There's the smell of the zombies, which was the starting point, and now there's like liquefied zombies and stab zombies and electrocuted zombies.
Also,
It's
my
a
backpack
rich-
is still basically dripping from falling in the sewer with
Yeah.
me. So
Oh, right.
there's that, too.
I spent when I was a high school student, I spent like a month going to elementary schools and giving demonstrations of chemistry where I electrocuted pickles, and I imagine that the smell of that zombie is somewhat similar to that, and that smell that I can never forget.
Electrocuted pickles.
Oh yeah, it's science.
All right, science.
There's a rich melange of olfactory stimulation.
Did
in
any
this
of the
room.
pickles come back to life, Tony?
No, and also you can really only electrocute a pickle once.
Oh, well,
So-
see, that's the problem. You need to do it 3 times. You need to do the brain, the central nervous system, and also the heart.
So
Yes.
That's how it works with monkeys, anyway.
Buried at a crossroads.
Melik, you are the
Wait,
last
how do you know
person.
that works with monkeys?
No, I watch
It was-
Gog.
Gog, yeah.
It's some kind of monkey documentary.
They had a science guy that they
Yeah,
consulted.
basically.
Melik, you're all alone in the hallway. You decide to clamber up the ladder
I'll
and
move
join
up here.
the fray.
I will raise my orb aloft
Mm-hmm.
and
There
create
he
a
goes again.
strand of scintillating colors and gleaming lights. The power is Beguiling Strands, which is a close blast 5,
Yeah, it is.
which means a 5x5 square touching me. So it's going to go straight left out to
Does that-
here.
Does that target your friends out of curiosity? Because I noticed that you do have several friends in such a square.
Mm,
I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to live.
target each enemy in the blast.
Oh, great.
Phew.
Okay. So it looks like you could probably get like 5 zombies, right? Is
6
is
guys, because it goes
6?
1, 2, 3. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Yep, it goes all the way up to this guy who may or may not be on the screen.
Okay, I drew a different square that was not as good. So that sounds great.
All right.
And I will say, yeah, now that you're in the room, I'll reveal a little bit more of the room for you.
I'm afraid to see more.
No, you got all the bad stuff. So
Okay.
There's no bosses.
yeah,
Get a better beat on that trail of blood to the south.
Room is just full of zombies. You can see there's a couple statues and some doorways that we'll talk about probably once you're not being swarmed by zombies. But yeah.
Statues.
So
Didn't we
Melik,
follow a trail of blood?
you're gonna beguiling strand on the 6 zombies up
Yep.
that way.
And
Okay.
plus 8 versus will, and it will automatically do 5 damage.
Okay, and I will tell you, zombies are not great at will, as we've
Oh,
established.
that's a shame. I'm going to start with the guy in the bottom down here,
Got it.
and here's what he gets.
Okay,
A natural 20.
Crit.
natural
Uh,
20.
Wow.
Guy over
We're doing
farther
really
away
well.
on the wall, 1 row
Don't
higher.
say that.
What have you done?
22.
I'm knocking on all the wood
This
over
guy,
here.
18. Next, this guy up here, 21. This guy in the shirt, 15.
It's the guy with the thing.
And the guy all the way up there at the top of the thing, 22.
All right, so Melik casts his beguiling strands, and 6 zombies are beguiled by strands and hit the ground.
So beguiling.
So
Ha-ha!
beguiling. So that
Such
was
strands.
a
Wow.
very strong round for Dragon Forge and Associates. But there are
That's a lot of red X's. I like
yeah.
it.
Dragon Forge and Associates popped up through the hatch, and you killed what? Like, does somebody want to count how many dead zombies there are now?
1,
Many.
2, 3,
I
4,
killed
5, 6,
million.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it looks like.
I also
16
got 16.
zombies in one round. That's solid. All right, but speaking of zombies,
Uh-oh.
I think it's
Still?
their turn, right? So this is the exciting part because now I have to control 1 million dudes.
Well, you slightly less than
we
you had to
produced
We made
previously.
it
your
so
number.
much easier for you.
I'm
You're
gonna
welcome.
I'm gonna move some of the corpses off the map because
Yeah,
they take
that's
up space.
helpful for all of us.
Corpse upkeep is very important.
I mean,
We know
it's-
how many we killed.
if there
we
had
don't
been
need them hanging
better
around.
corpse upkeep, this tomb might have been like just empty, right?
Well, it would still have statues, which I think would have us all worried. Anyway,
I
It's
think that if
true.
you're not afraid of statues, I haven't done my job.
They do put the dead in the tombs. That's how it works. So, you know,
That's
they're
how
going to
it
be dead
works.
bodies. That is how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Ooh.
All right. So I've cleaned that up a little bit. So I still have a handful of zombies, and they are going to, despite seeing their zombie friends taken out, they're all basically gonna rush up at you. And they're clamoring over the tombs to get at you.
yay.
Yay.
Good times. Ooh, they're coming into a
Brains.
close square so I can turn them again.
I
Yeah.
mean, assuming you
Ooh,
guys are
cool.
alive, that will be
They're
great.
not very strategery.
They're not very strategery. All right, so let's see. I had basically all the zombies have rushed up to you. Melik, I think you, because you killed so many zombies and were next to Rizwin, who had killed so many zombies, you're going to go unscathed. So good job.
Hooray for me.
Wow.
Rizwin, there are 3 zombies next to you. And they're all going to kind of they're going to take their kind of rotting, disgusting arms and just kind of swing at you and try and claw at you. So this is a zombie slam. So this is versus AC.
Did they read
yeah,
like
that didn't
poetry randomly at you?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeesh.
I'm a zombie. That was the.
What does it mean? I thought it was the end, but it turns out it's not. Sometimes you come back and boy, it smells in here. I'm a zombie. Zombie slam.
Jason was way more prepared for the zombie slam poetry part of the episode than I was. So that first zombie swings his fist at you, doesn't connect.
He sounds
But
frustrated.
excellent sound effects.
Yeah, he sounds very like Steve Petrowitz again. Another zombie runs up, and that looks more menacing. So 25 versus
That
AC.
that one hit.
Okay, that zombie, he's pleased with this.
Okay.
Sounds pleased.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta tell you, I'm having some trouble distinguishing between pleased and unpleased zombie. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
You're so racist.
What? I don't speak zombie.
They all sound alike.
Oh, well, they do. Sorry.
But they don't look alike.
Well, that was, they expressed their excitement about hitting you very slowly, but that was that zombie sounded a little bit like listener Bo Giles, and Bo Giles just did 6 damage to you, Rizwin, so that's
guy.
good for him.
Oh.
The remains of Bo Giles.
Jerk.
And a third zombie does a 26
Damn
versus
it, Bo
AC,
Giles.
and he does another 6 damage
What?
to you. All right.
Damn.
That guy,
So-
man. He's
Yeah.
won our fantasy baseball league 2 years in a row, and now he's beating up on my friends.
Yeah. All right. 3 zombies run up to Kay. These zombies sound a little like this. Which, maybe sounds a little bit like listener Matt Cursis. Hard to say. I'm going to roll 3.
I'm going to say it does.
Yeah, I
zombie
totally hear
slams.
the resemblance.
So 11, 13, and 18. The 18 will hit K, so K is going to take 6 damage. I will make a note of that. Let's see. Alestrin, you've got 3 zombies right in your face.
All right, I'm going to interrupt one of them.
All right, well, he sounds like this.
Well, that's creepy.
That
Yeah,
is
that-
a gross zombie. I am
Well,
impressed.
Yeah.
He sounds
a gross
interruptible,
zombie
though.
From a delightful listener
He needs, he needs to clear his throat a little.
named Brian Gilbert. So let's get 3 zombie slams on Alestrin. So
All right,
Sure,
that
he'd
first-
like to
wait,
clear
wait.
his throat by swallowing
That first
some
one
of
I'm
our
going to
flesh.
disrupt.
Oh, you're going to disrupt it.
All right, I'll disrupt the second one because you already rolled the first one. So,
You can
disruptive
disrupt the
strike on the
Okay.
second guy.
What
Whichever
what
one
does
that is.
disruptive strike do?
That allows me to thwart an enemy's attack with a timely shot from my bow.
Okay.
So, and I don't know, do I take some kind of a penalty for being next to guys who are menacing me?
I don't. I'd have to look at your.
I
thing.
do believe it's a -2.
Yeah.
I can
That's
double
okay.
check that if you want, but
Let's
That's
just
fair.
assume that. I'm guessing you're going to hit anyway.
Okay, and which guy is that? Is that I'm closest to that guy anyway. So I
Yeah,
get
just
plus
pick
one.
that guy.
All right. And it rolled off the table. All right, that is a 17 plus a bunch, but I suspect that's enough to hit.
Yeah. So the first zombie, does the 18 versus AC hit you?
Yes. Wait. Yeah, I have an 18.
All right. So the first zombie slugs you in the side of the head. You take 6 damage. The second zombie moves in for the kill, and you decide to shoot him in the head.
Beauty.
All right. And we've got a third zombie ready to attack you there. 26. I'm going to
would be a
assume will
hit.
hit you because the 18 did. So you'll take 6 more damage.
All right.
All right.
I was wrong about the -2. You actually provoke an opportunity attack with a ranged attack. with someone in your face. Sorry.
I think, but I don't know how that works on his turn, though. I wouldn't be surprised if the power says something like it doesn't provoke or something like that. Or maybe it doesn't.
It doesn't really say anything along those lines.
You know what? It's probably intended that you're supposed to do it with a melee weapon, but we're not going to go back.
No, it says either.
Okay. So, Flessa, there are 2 zombies up in your face.
Just what I've always wanted.
It's a dream come true.
That's a weird
both kind
fetish.
of they growl at you, and it's kind of both of them together. They kind of growl in harmony. It sounds a little bit like this.
Oh, stereo.
And, I mean, I'm not going to point fingers, but those 2 zombies do sound a little bit like listener Dan Wirsch and listener Dan Wirsch's daughter. So,
by the way, the zombie formerly known as Bo Giles just tweeted from beyond the grave, "Eat it, Dragonforge."
Nice. Okay, did I hit more than one? How many zombie slams did I just click there? Many. Is that my critical that I just rolled? I think it is.
No, totally
Yeah.
somebody else's.
Nope,
Totally
mine.
somebody else's.
So I think you just got hit by 2 zombie slams, Flessa.
Great.
So that's 6 damage each.
Okay.
And I think that brings us back around to Peter. Peter, there's 1 zombie face to face with you, but he sounds particularly menacing when his jaw kind of hangs open and the wind just kind of whistles through a hole in his head, and it sounds something like this. Which I'm sure many listeners to The Incomparable would immediately recognize the voice of Philip Moselak in that. Zombie Slam.
No doubt.
So he spent all his energy sounding extremely menacing because an 11 versus AC does not seem very threatening.
No.
All right. So we are back around to the top. So Alestrin, you are next. Now you do have 2 zombies adjacent to you, so that's complicated.
It's no big deal. Let's see. What are my options here? So I can shift as a move action, right?
Yes, but I don't think you can shift far enough to not be right. Can you?
I can just shift back on top of the trap
Back
door.
up.
Oh yeah, that's
Onto a
right. Those
trapdoor,
are.
yeah.
I forgot those were
Yeah.
sarcophagi. I thought those were zombies. They're not.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to shift back onto where the trapdoor is. And, oh boy, that puts me in harm's way again, but such is life. And I will fire off a twin strike at these... Wait a minute, hang on. I'm still within provoking opportunity attack range, but I guess we'll just have to
But only
deal with
one
it.
now, whereas it
Yeah,
would have
that's
been
true.
2 before.
Relax, we'll kill them all
Righto.
before they act again. It'll be fine.
Okay, hang on. Before I do that, before I make that move, I am going to mark this guy right here as my quarry.
Hooray!
Doesn't really matter when you're dealing with minions, but I like that you're not forgetting to do it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well,
Good to be practicing.
not forgetting
It's good for-
completely.
Yeah, we don't want you to get rusty, Steve.
Right. And then I'm going to shift back because it has to be
Okay.
the guy closest to me that I quarry-eyes. And now I will fire off a twin strike at Yay and Yay.
Okay, so Alestrin kind of retreats back to kind of like be back in the middle of his friends. And he does, in doing that, there is a zombie right next to you. So he's going to take a swing at you as you line up that twin shot.
Okay, he's going to have to beat +2 to my AC because
Well, he
I
rolled
have...
abysmally, so don't even bother
good.
doing any math.
Excellent.
So tell me about the twin strike on the.
All right, so the first
twin
shot going into that guy on the left is a 19 versus AC.
That will hit.
Okay. Goodbye to you. And the other guy takes 14 versus AC.
Their AC is 14.
Nice. So that's 2 more down.
2 more down.
I like that.
And I should also point out that many of us may actually have 2 action points at this point, and you can only use 1 per fight, so it might be a thing you just want to burn at this point.
That's a good point. Yeah, you know what? Thanks for pointing that out. I think I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use an action point, and I will use that action point with something called a nimble strike, which allows me to shift and take a shot both as a single standard action.
Okay.
So I'm going to shift south out of this guy's way.
So you're just dancing around, firing arrows and shifting like
that's
crazy.
what I do,
This is some like really intense elf action here.
I've got fey elven feet, and I am like a twinkle toes here.
I'm just saying you've shifted twice on the same turn.
You're darn right I have.
The elfiest elf.
All right, I'm going to plop that guy right there, the guy next to Kay and Rizwin. And so that is a... Well, that is a 12 versus AC.
So, you're dancing around a lot and it's hard. You fired a lot of shots. They don't all hit.
Fortunately, I get to re-roll a missed attack because of my buddy Rizwin, so we're going to take another shot at that guy.
Good job remembering a thing I forgot.
Right.
And that is a 25.
Ever done for us? Nothing.
That's a 25, so
all
farewell to that guy.
3
in 1 turn. Woohoo!
Yeah, you're just raining arrows into the field of zombies.
I mean, it's no 6, but come on.
Yeah.
For a dude with a bow, whose only power is that he has a bow, not too bad.
Yeah. All right. Peter, I think you're next.
Bravo, sir.
Well, I'm going to chop at the guy in front of me.
Yep. One zombie at a time.
What else can I do? It's pretty simple, really.
Yeah.
28.
All right. Another zombie felled.
That's all I got.
Zombie felled.
I'm
Is
gonna
that on NBC.
I'm gonna.
Seinfeld.
I am going to move, kind of up and over, closer to these other zombies without provoking an opportunity attack from them.
Okay, and so you do.
And that's it.
All right, Rizwin, you got some zombies around.
I do. It looks like turn undead. I can only do that once per encounter. Is that correct?
I think that's true.
You can only use 1 channel divinity power per encounter.
Yep, and you're going to want to keep track of that because, spoiler alert, there are more undead creatures in the tombs, so you may want to be very strategic in future encounters about how and when you use that, because probably that's going to be really helpful.
Good point.
The entire adventure.
Yes, I can imagine that. Okay. Well, I also had another question. I noticed I have this death surge over here, and it says that whenever a creature within 3 squares of me drops to 0 hit points, there's an immediate effect of I get to scar somebody with psychic imagery or something.
Really? Wow.
Is that true? Is that how that works?
It
says affect you and each ally. Let's see. You and each ally in the burst gain a +2 power bonus.
Is that a daily power?
Nope, it's an encounter.
It's an immediate reaction.
Wow. Nice.
Let's see. Yeah, so you could use that at any point. I mean, do you want to say that you just used that recently? Because many people have dropped dead next to you?
Yeah, sure, why not? So I guess 1d8 plus
so you and
4
each ally
psychic damage.
Wait, is that it? I thought the thing I'm reading says you and each ally in the burst gain +2 power bonus to attack rolls until the end of your next turn.
And gain 5 temporary hit points, but no, that's the thing I saw. But what I'm curious about is
there something you said something about psychic damage?
Yeah, because it says that there's a hit associated with it. It's 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier psychic damage. And what is that referring to? Oh, yes. So what is that? Both like I attack something and I get buffed?
I'm trying to read it now because it's complicated. Possibly, in which case it's like super powerful.
Sweet.
I would just caution against using anything that isn't easily reusable, because these guys are all going down easy. So if it's rechargeable or super easy, that's great. If it's something you could save, we should save it, because these guys are boring.
It's an encounter power. So
Yeah.
after
Cool.
we finish with these guys, they get it back.
That's assuming we have
Fire away.
time for a short rest after this encounter. We don't necessarily know what's going to come flying out of these sarcophagi or another room. I just don't trust Tony.
true.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do encounter powers recharge after
That's
a short
fair.
rest? Is
Yes,
that right?
After a
Yep.
short
Oh,
rest.
okay.
So you need 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, our short
I
rests
like-
are much shorter in 4E.
Okay, so yeah, so it looks like with Death Surge, something near you drops dead, and you get to do a psychic attack, and you get to buff all of your allies. So that's pretty powerful.
Does that work with minions? Do they actually have
if
a
they're-
hit point?
They're a creature. They technically have 1 hit point, so that
Got
you
it.
then take
Cool.
from them. So yeah. So Rizwin, so do you want to do that the next time an enemy drops dead? Is that your plan?
I mean, I could also just use it right now, because these guys drop me like to 2/3 of my hit points. So I'd rather just get rid of as many as possible.
Okay. So it looks like it only targets 1 creature. So it I think it attacks.
Yes.
Let's see.
I rolled a 16 versus
All right.
Fortitude.
Okay, pick which zombie was that against?
I'm going to say it's against this guy right here.
All right, then that guy is gone.
Sweet.
Okay. Cool.
And also, so the burst it's a burst 3. And so everybody gains a +2 power bonus to attack rolls until the end of my next turn, and everybody also gains 5 temporary hit points.
So did everybody hear
So-
that? You get
Hooray for that.
+2 to all your attack rolls, and you all have
Nice.
5 temporary hit points, which is good because you might get punched by zombies a couple more times. All
Hopefully
right.
not.
Anything else?
Anyway, so that was in reaction.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'll take my turn now.
Yeah, do it.
So that was all in reaction to Alestrin.
Mm-hmm.
I am, since I can't turn any more undead, I think I'm going to smash the zombie in front of me with Son Lindor's hammer.
Yeah, if you can't turn it, smash it.
Let's see. That's right. Let's see. +9 versus AC. So a 12.
A
As
12.
I recall, that does not hit.
It does not hit. Somehow that zombie nimbly, not that nimbly, but kind of nimbly, dodges out of the way, and he lets loose kind of a weird gurgle.
Well, all right then. Well, that
Sounds like
didn't
gas.
work like I wanted it to.
That zombie sounded just a
I
little bit like Philip
Yes,
Moslak.
Damn it, Philip Moslak.
You
I guess
probably
I
have
will
an
try
action point,
to-
right?
Can I? I do have an action point, so maybe I'll just do that again.
Gee, it might not be worth. It might not be bad, since any zombie you don't kill this turn is going to try and eat you.
That's true. Action point spent. 22. That's better.
So that first swing was just that was just a wind up, right? You were just like, really getting a sense for the weight of the of your hammer, and the second one just caves the zombie's head in, and that zombie is an ex-zombie.
Yes. Ex-zombie.
All right.
Excellent. I like
Do you-
ex-zombies.
You have room to move if you
I
want to
am
move.
for ex-zombies. I kind of like where I am right now. And I think I will hang out.
And so you do. All right, Flessa, you're up next. You got a couple zombies next to you.
I do. I am going to start with a low slash, which is a minor action,
Mm-hmm.
at the guy to the bottom left of me, the one who's kind of diagonal, that guy. So 16 versus reflex.
I will tell you that the zombie's lowest defense is their reflex.
I was hoping that would be the case.
So is it this? So let me get that one. So he's gone, right? I assume that does damage. Yeah. That's not like a friendship slash.
No, it really isn't.
Okay.
I could slide his dead body one square, but I'll just leave it as it is.
Okay.
Is this one of those zombie slash stories I've heard so much about?
Yep.
Yes,
every
involve
story we
sliding bodies
have,
around.
We're always slash fiction here.
Well, with Flessa, she definitely.
That's how rogues do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then with my standard action, I will then do an acrobatic strike at the guy that's directly to the south of me, and that is a 29 to hit AC.
This is great. You guys are getting all your high rolls out of the way early on.
Boo.
That was really going to help out later for me.
And then I get to shift one, which I will do, even though they're all dead around me. I'm just going to shift back by Melik over here.
All right.
And that's it.
All right. Kay is next. Let's see. Jason, could you roll me a +8 versus reflex? Kay is going to switch and do grasping claws attack on the zombie right in front of her. All right. Kay
18.
uses her druid animal-like powers and just slashes that zombie into shreds, and it's just a pile of clothing and zombie guts now. All right.
Ew.
Melik, I think there are 3 zombies left. I don't know if you can do anything about that.
I expect that I can. I will walk up here.
Saunter over there. Yeah.
Here's a neat thing about Beguiling Strands. It is an at-will power, and it seemed to work really well last time. So, again, beautiful colored lights. Beguile the zombies. And I will hit. I will roll a hit, starting with the top one.
Okay.
Top guy, I rolled an 18. Middle guy, I rolled a 17. Bottom guy, I rolled a 15. All of those are against will.
All right. And just before the zombies are about to take action, all of the zombies seem to be dead. Again.
Again.
They always seemed to be dead.
Pretty good, guys. So you guys just killed like 30-something zombies in 2 rounds. So that's solid. You're standing in a tomb. It's kind of a square-shaped room. It looks like there's doorways on the west and south walls of it. There's a bunch of pillars around. There's the aforementioned sarcophagi. There's a couple relatively non-distinct statues and some pillars. There's lots of, in addition to the sarcophagi, which presumably the dead would be entombed in, there's all those little kind of like shelf alcoves in all of the walls around you. But it looks like all of the shelf alcoves are kind of empty because the people that were probably supposed to be there are now kind of lying in tattered remains all around your feet. The room smells awful, and you guys just climbed out of a sewer.
So it's safe to assume that these sarcophagi are filled with things that will attack us when we open one.
I mean, is it ever safe to assume anything, Melik?
I mean, it's safer than assuming they're not filled with zombies that will attack us.
I'm not going to tell you how to think. But
I'm just saying I think we should perhaps have a short rest before we start poking at these statues, which will kill us, or these pillars that will kill us, or these sarcophagi that are...
Don't rule out the doors that will kill you.
Oh, yes.
Also, you guys, the dragon guy is gone.
What?
I'm right here.
What?
That big. No, not you. The guy that actually looked like a dragon. That guy.
Oh.
He was right next to me before I came up. I swear. I'm sorry. I lost him. I know I lose all kinds of things, and I apologize.
There does not seem to be any sign of Acrid, your dragonborn warlord.
Last time it was my shiny penny,
who
and
you
this
just
time it's
hired.
a dragon.
Well, sometimes you don't notice these things in a job interview.
It's a union mandated break. She gets one every 3 encounters.
Was this part of his 3 encounter probationary period?
Well, if he just took off, that's one thing. But if something happened, that does concern me a little bit.
He was right next to. I mean, I think he was between Flessa and somebody else in in that narrow hallway. But it's hard to say, right? I mean, there were a lot of zombies. Everybody was clambering up that ladder real fast.
Maybe he clambered down and we just didn't notice.
Melik, I think you were toward the back of the line, and you were the last person up that ladder, right? I don't think you saw anybody rush past you back the way you came.
And he's pretty big, so you would have noticed.
I see Acrid. He's up in the corner of the map up there. He's outside of the room. Oh, no, he disappeared now.
Also, ouch. Rizwin, are you going to be doing any healing while we're sitting around?
In fact, I am. Who needs healing?
I was
just going to spend some healing surges, but do we get any bonuses to that?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, Rizman, you have 2 healing words per encounter, which means every 5 minutes you can use 2 healing words, right?
That is correct.
And you guys don't feel like you're in a tomb, so that's new, but you don't feel like you're in imminent danger if you want to hang around for, 10 or 15 or even 20 minutes and use as many healing words as you feel like you need to use. So
I would like one of those.
Sweet.
I don't think that you're not, though you are concerned that Acrid has disappeared. It's not clear.
Not that concerned, to be honest.
It's not clear what
Maybe
you would do.
If we sit around and heal ourselves, he'll just show up again.
What's the first thing you're supposed to do when you get lost? Use a healing word.
I don't know.
Hug a tree.
Yeah.
So he had to go looking for a tree.
Flessa, how many healing words did you want?
Well, let's just start with 1 and see where we get from there. Probably just 1.
Okay. I
anybody
rolled
on our
1. You get your healing surge plus 6.
Right, that gets me to exactly full. So expert healing.
Excellent.
Precision healing.
Precision
Yay,
healing. Yeah.
I'm good at healing. I am
mind a
also
little
going
help
to
if you got
cast
some
one on
extra.
myself.
Oh, good.
I do, since we're sitting here around. I'm casting one on myself as well, because I got ouchied.
And what? It's healing
let's
surge
see.
plus 6?
No, she has to roll it
it's
separately
plus
every time.
Oh.
So let's see. Steve, you get a plus 3.
Beauty. And we do
And I
not
got a
use
plus 2.
a surge on this, right?
You do.
We do?
Yep.
You do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So really,
Let's
it's just
see,
bonus
and
to our
I-
healing surge value that she's generating for us here.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I guess the temporary hit points I give you all go away.
Evaporate.
So
Do we have
Yep.
anyone on the team who is particularly perceptive and would like to investigate this trapdoor?
That's what we came up through.
Yes,
think-
but that's what Acrid did not come up through. So I'm suggesting that something may have happened between the ladder and where we are now.
I think Kay and Olestern are the most perceptive.
mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
am
dear.
fairly perceptive.
Well, let me explain my plan 3 or 4 more times.
Well, what is it? What are we looking for exactly? I'm unclear on
See if
what.
there's something odd about this trapdoor, like a secret door immediately below it that Acrid could have fallen into, or see if Acrid is hiding beneath the trapdoor.
Okay. I guess I can do that.
I see absolutely nothing. This trapdoor looks great to me.
I got a 13.
So you're examining the ladder?
I guess I'm examining the trapdoor and its environs.
The trapdoor itself seems like a trapdoor. Nothing much exciting about it other than, it's a door that has the word trap in its name, so that has some intrinsic excitement.
Ooh.
Wee.
And there's a ladder below it. The tunnel that you guys just climbed out of is extremely dark. So but the trapdoor and the ladder seem, you climbed up them yourself without any ill effect. So, yeah.
Weird.
Do you want to climb down and explore the tunnel further?
I kind of feel like we probably did that on our way in.
Well, we're looking for somebody who has vanished. So, yes.
I have a feeling we're not going to find that person who's vanished until, say, maybe 3 hours from now.
Well, if we're going to get meta about it, the fact that the DM kept saying, you are concerned about the person who is missing, makes me think maybe we should be looking for him.
All right, let's go look for the person who's missing.
All right.
I will use the mighty power of prestidigitation to create light from darkness.
Not all of us are orb masters, okay?
Yeah, I'll say.
All right, so Melik and Alestrin climb back down the ladder into the narrow little tunnel that leads back to the sewers.
See, isn't this nice down here?
Melik creates some light. You had forgotten how bad this tunnel smells. And Alestrin, you're going to use your little
Miracle of birth in reverse.
Your little elven eyes to inspect the tunnel.
Normal sized.
Yeah, your beady elven eyes.
Some beats are very beautiful.
Beady elven eyes. Do 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 do. All right.
Yep.
What am I doing?
You want to roll some perception?
I perceive to the tune of 15.
All right, you spend some time, and you do notice it feels like there might actually be some kind of secret compartment or secret door in the tunnel right next to the ladder where you guys climbed up.
Hey guys, there's a secret door down here.
Sure how to open it. You also hear a sound coming down the tunnel in your direction. It's not too loud, but you picked it up with your elven ears because you were staring so intently at things in the tunnel. Do you want to roll a nature check to try and recognize that sound?
Sure, I'll roll a nature check. I'm kind of a nature boy.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! That is a 21.
It's either one extremely big alligator or 5 normal-sized alligators that have learned to growl in harmony.
Oh, man. It's revenge for those guys we shot arrows at in the sewer.
Do we have listeners that sound like that, too?
Yeah, let's hear them.
We do. But, we're not going to play them right now. We'll save that for later. Listeners, email your alligator sounds to somebody else. So you know what? It does occur to you also with your excellent nature skills, Alestrin, that probably an alligator can't climb a ladder up and follow you. So maybe you could just scamper back up that ladder and deal with this another time.
How far away do they seem like they are?
They're a ways. Distance? They're not in sight yet. Yeah, they haven't seen you yet.
All right, I'm going to leave some kind of. I assume there's some kind of a dungeoneering code where you can write notes to each other.
Yeah, you're going to use hobo code.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to
We're going to put the code for mean alligator, and we went up.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm going to do.
It looks like an arrow pointing up.
Plus, don't forget the alligators.
It looks like
I can draw a mean alligator.
Yeah,
the sign is confusing. It looks like you're telling people there are alligators upstairs.
Going up the ladder. Ladder climbing alligators.
It looks like a less than sign, but with teeth. So, okay. Well, it's unclear what happened to Acrid, but hopefully,
hope he's okay.
Hopefully, he'll show up. It's these dungeons can be interesting, and sometimes adventurers disappear, never to be seen again. Sometimes they wander back into the fray with exciting stories about all the horrors they faced.
Sometimes they accompany kobolds to the tavern and let them set up a sandwich shop.
Yeah,
things happen.
Micro lending.